Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard with a 16 by 20 inch canvas and some glasses. And there are a lot of really cool things about this, but I want to play and nobody's leaping to buy all my artwork, which reminds me my artwork is for sale. And I feel there's something that's a little unbalanced about this. So I also was cleaning out some a bottle, a squeeze bottle, a tube of Master's Touch that I picked up at Hobby Lobby yesterday because it was on sale, and it was a very nice magenta color, and I put it into a container that had some purple in it, and it made this gorgeous color. And there's no place to put it, there's no more color like it, but I want to use it. So what I'm going to do, hopefully, is make myself a stripy cup with some black and some of this purple. And what I'd really like to do is put some white in there, but I think what I'm going to do instead is put some gold in there. I want kind of smaller amounts of it so that they spread out. In my mind, they'll spread out. We'll see if that's the case. It's pretty nice looking right now because it doesn't look like anything is swallowing anything else in particular. And this could work. I'd like this to work. I really like it when a blend comes together. And I am getting a fair amount of purple, and it's probably a good idea to go ahead and use the gold with it, just because that'll make it go that much further. If I can remember the order of the colors, that is. If I have anything left, I've got another painting standing by that I want to do the same thing too, although I was thinking about black and white. Do I want to save any of that? There's not much left to save. I'll just use it on another painting. I keep getting confused. Okay. I'm right where I should be. I haven't messed it up yet. I'm dyslexic. Have I mentioned that? I don't think I'm the only artist that's dyslexic either. Alright. So, I'm going to leave that in a position so some of it, whatever's left in there, can drain down to a position I might be able to rescue it. I'm going to put these aside and that into the bucket and bring back my almost cool, and there's a little scar over there. Maybe that's the place to start. Let's do that. Well, I say that, and then I realize there's a lot of purple right there. So I'm going to put a little bit of the, I'm going to continue on. And put a little bit of each of the black and the gold right there. And see what happens. I do have little edge catchers handy. I think I would like to have one of them right on my, right handy. So let's just work with what we've got and start, which is pretty much my theory about all of this, is just work with what you've got and start. Because everything is just a stage along the way toward whatever that it is you really desire to have. And you don't know, if you've got a preconceived notion of what that's going to be, sometimes that works for you, but more often than not with accidental art, that's not the case. The case is you're going to get something cool. Now the question is, can I use my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula and sort of herd paint? I could definitely use chain, and I'm thinking it's probably going to happen. I really wanted this to be as spread out as I can make it, not just because it's going to expose the colors and give me some potential cells, but because the thinner it is, that means the next thing that I add won't be as likely to run as far. It won't make the thing before it run. Yeah. Easily confused. It's been a stressful time for all of us. What can I say? Brain on for safety. Okay, so here goes nothing. I'm not adverse to most of that. There's a lot of this color in here, and I think I want to go from the other side. And I'm just going to keep overlapping until I see some patterns that I like. And it seems like my black sunk, but I'm not one to give up easily, and I like what's going on in here, even though it's kind of subtle. So if I swallow a whole bunch of this, And I have straws and chains, so if I don't like what I'm getting, I can add squeeze bottle colors. I can do all kinds of things, including add black, which is coming to mind since I lost my black. And that means it's sinking away in the cup. But by the same token, I want to try a straw in a second and see if that unearths any colors. Now, as soon as I make that puddle and rock the edge catcher, I can send that paint right back down in a flow, and hopefully back again, because I want to get rid of this color here. Let's put that edge catcher back up there again. I can also scrape my edge catcher off when I'm ready and use the color, use whatever paint is in there. I'm a little disappointed about that black, I gotta say. Just going to let that keep flowing right off. And I'm probably going to use my OXO omelet turning spatula. Or just put it right back on and do the edge catcher drip trick. Let's hope it's still a worthwhile trick. Let's also change things up a little bit. If I don't like that, and gold always makes cells with black when you blow it out, which is kind of cool. Makes me want another color in here though, I gotta say. And I have some gorgeous blue. If I put that black along the edge with the gold, my theory is I'll be able to manipulate it and pop some cells. Kind of like a Dutch pour, only not. It's a good thing I have some good breath, having been an ex-track star and all that. That was a long time ago now. So I'm really not getting much gold either, which is kind of strange. It's not what I was expecting. But that doesn't mean that I can't do something about that, because you know I can and will. And a lot of times a skewer is my best friend for melding things and integrating colors and making tendrils. I'm gonna sneeze. Uh-oh, must be pollen again. Thank you. Alright, so let's see if I have any of this color left that I was so enamored of when I started adding all of it to the rings that I wish I had more of now. That's not hurting my feelings any. It does make me want to go ahead and make a black and white cup of paint. As long as I have a heavy flow of that paint, I can put my skewer in without dragging down the canvas too badly, which is my desire. I'm going to have to take a moment and look at what I've given myself and see if there's anything that comes to mind. And all I'm thinking so far is that I liked something about the orange, but I'm not really getting enough of what I liked. So I'm inclined to change that up. Let's see if I can do that. Well, I kind of like what I've got exactly, so I wouldn't really have to do much of anything, but I'm going to still dump some paint, maybe, right down here into my other paint. Because I just like, I love experimenting with the shapes of drips as they move down and you cant the canvas in a new direction, you get a new pattern, and it's very graphic, especially if you haven't combined them. So I'm really happy with that right now. And I could take my bamboo skewer and just take off whatever colors that I've got hanging around on that edge catcher and use them. I could combine a few things. I could look around and see what else. I don't mind these drips here. They're pretty cool. But it's time to go ahead and take whatever's on my edge catcher and choose a place for it. And I can use two spatulas. I can take my Oxo omelet turning spatula, available on my Amazon link. Below show more, there's a blue link under the video. Let's see if I've got any more of this left, because paint will make paint flow, so if I add any more of this, I will probably be able to send paint in a direction I would like to. Let's use a skewer for a second. Just for a second. Sort of change the shape of that right now. Send it everywhere. And then back again, if I can. I have some Anita's white pearl. I made up a bunch yesterday, so I kind of think that that might not be such a bad thing right there. But let's just be cautious and add some black as well. I keep sticking my fingers in the places where the paint is wet, which is really strange because there's not that much of it. Let's just put that right on the edge. So the black and white are mostly leading the other paint, and I can still squeeze my edge catcher and send it back again. And I don't mind that waggle. If I want to integrate some other color into it, I can just throw my skewer into some other paint and then drag it back over. But I kind of like that added texture, so much so that it's inspiring me to do the same thing over here. Right over those chain pulls. That's what those loopy things are. They're chain pulls. I want to make some more of that color, I gotta tell you what. I'd like to find some more of it, but I made it so I don't have much choice. Let's see what else there is going on here. I could probably throw a little Floetrol in there and get a little bit more out. I think I'm just going to go ahead and see what I get out of this. A ribbon dribble, a simple ribbon dribble. Ooh, I like the black edges on that. It's not going to look anything like this unless I decide to not tip. And I could, but I'm probably not going to. So maybe a little bit more, just a little bit more. I don't mind the metallic color that's being made by the combination of that purpley magenta. I'm not done yet by any stretch of my imagination. I like the idea of having dimensionality, and I think unless I got 2 minutes left, I got to tell you guys whatever I'm going to tell you, which is usually, if you shop my Amazon link at no added cost to you, it helps me out, and it's especially important right now while I have no visitors to my gallery and less chance of selling artwork unless it's on YouTube or Instagram. Which reminds me, my Instagram link is directly underneath the, or at the very bottom of the video, along with Pinterest and Twitter links. Yes, I like that. That was important. That linked a whole bunch of things together and made me a whole lot less likely to want to tilt. So I've got this gorgeous blue color, and it occurs to me that that would be just fabulous, or beyond fabulous. So I'm going to find out if I agree with myself by trying it. Let's just do an experiment. Now when I put dots down, I could keep the dots for sure if I wanted to, or I can drag right through them and make a really cool textural little element that looks very organic, which I kind of like. I don't mind a bit, but it does make me want to do the same thing again. And hopefully, because there's some wet paint involved, yeah, it'll help me. I don't know, I want to put a spiral in there, but I'm afraid that if I put it right in the center, it won't be, it'll be too much of an eye draw. So I am very close to being happy with this. And I'm loving that blue in there. I believe that that is a color shifting blue from Folk Art. And I added the cobalt blue-ish unicorn spit to change it up. I think I'm either going to put, yeah, I am. I'm going to put some Anita's metallic white in there. And then maybe, just maybe, I just made up some, and where are you? Some Folk Art color shifting turquoise. Whoops, and I just got a bunch of it. And I'm just going to drag that skewer in a somewhat abstract pattern. And use whatever residual paint I have on it. I have to remember to tell you guys, if you're interested in leggings or Oliver print t-shirts, underneath the video, the Teespring clothing has my artwork on those pieces of clothing, and they're pretty awesome. When I had income, I bought a few pair, and I'm really glad I did what I did when I could do it. It's really important right now that you guys know that my source of income to purchase art supplies is the monthly drawing. And thank you to everybody who helped me purchase art supplies from the monthly drawing. I'm not sure who won yet. I'm pretty sure this painting is going to probably most likely get posted after the last drawing, so I wouldn't presume to know. But there were 70 exhibition 8x10s on the end screens to be seen, and 15 choices of drawing winners' artworks to choose from, and they would have gotten 3, and I'm not sure what the next one will be. I'm not liking that, but I am liking that. So I got 1 minute left to tell you guys whatever I'm going to tell you, and what I'm going to tell you is I've got 1,200 videos plus, and if you look on my channel for tomorrow's video, you'll find it on the community board, but you'll also find playlists, created playlists by the genre and by the 100, and there's over 12 lists by the 100. I like that. I'm still feeling like I want something I don't have. And so I'm going to take a chance that that's it. And use the residual on my skewer that was orange and just make funky patterns everywhere. And use my torch, and hopefully this is better than it was. Actually, I really do think it's better than it was, but there's bound to be something I want to do that I haven't done yet. That's it. That's it right there. Cool. Saved by the bell again. Alright, I love you guys. There's almost 86,000 of you, or there probably are 86,000 of you by now. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And check your notifications. Ring the bell if you want all notifications. And I love you guys. I said that. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard going, quick, where's my crib sheet? I don't know. It blew away in the wind. All right, then. Never mind. I'll have to have a look for that in a minute. Oh, there's another one. Check Facebook groups, Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Appreciation Group. I'm going to have to find out whatever that was that just fell in there. And play with my shapes. That's a nice pool of paint right there. I could play with that for a while.